normal regular alpha setup. So AR should be
Okay.
the north spawn or the alpha spawn, and they are.
All right, there it is. All right, so guys on my stream, you're gonna have to disregard the score. I have no idea why, but the stream helper refuses to do things useful right now, so I'm
Do
gonna have to
you
fix it in between games.
do you want to keep focusing on it while I start us off? I can do that.
Honestly, Zath, I'm not sure I know how to fix it right now. So for now, I'm just gonna say, guys, I apologize. It's actually 1-1. You're gonna have to live with it, but the team names are at least correct. So run with that.
Okay. All right. Do you want green or do you want red?
Take green, Zath. Take
Damn
green.
it.
Talk to us about
Okay.
the air lineup.
I was hoping I could go for red. All right. We have Ohio and Yamato. For battleships, we've got Des Moines, Moscow, Venezia, and Yachi for our cruisers. Oh, as well as a Salem, and a Gearing and a Daring for our destroyers. So there's our flank cruiser with that Yoshino Venezia pair. As you can see, they're kind of moving off in that direction towards the west. And it looks like Salem is going for, I'm guessing he's heading towards the sea cap.
All right, opposing them from the south, we have NOM bringing Montana and Conqueror, Des Moines, Moscow, double Stalingrad. Haven't seen a whole lot of Stalin this event, Zath.
Well,
Gearing,
yeah.
Daring, and Vampire 2.
So Stalingrad, we talked about this yesterday a little bit. Stalingrad, of course, with the commander skill rework, now it can have 4 fires. Of course, it's a super cruiser, so it burns
Mm-hmm.
longer. On top of that, the Stalingrad radar duration has been nerfed by, what, 10 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
So I think teams are looking at it and saying, I'd rather bring a Moskva. I get more utility out of that because of that radar. But
Indeed.
Nam's like, well, why not just bring both? And how about a Conqueror, dude?
You remember, Zath, we saw a lot of Conqueror last King of the Sea, or at least it was starting to become more popular. We certainly saw a decent chunk of it on the EU side of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's we we had you and I had some speculative talk about back then about are we going to see more of it on the NA side, and we kind of didn't.
No.
But maybe we'll see some of it here today. I don't know. Early Stalingrad shells seeking Brahasius's Moskva, but Bruhl cuts the throttle, turns in, nothing doing. Nunya, I love
Mm-hmm.
the name Zath. Nunya on his daring on the bottom into B, looking like he's going to grab that very quickly. Blame Bagel's Vampire Deuce working the C cap as Spider's gearing is headed over to A for Nom. It looks like they're going to pick up a lot of board control very quickly.
Beckles just took a big hit from Yamato, Queen Anne's Revenge, at long range. Again, there's that 25 millimeter front deck armor, or front bow armor. Front
Well, I mean,
upper bow
it's
armor.
yeah, right. I mean, Yamato can auto bounce shells if they hit low enough, but if they don't, well, that sucks for you.
Yep.
And now, Sophia's Venezia is dropping SAP shells onto the Moskva's deck here, and it's interesting. Like I remember the first season that Venezia came out. I loved playing Venezia in clan battles, Zath, because you could just beat the
Mm.
bejesus out of Stalins and Moskvas with those SAP guns.
Right, because SAP shells will penetrate 50 millimeters of armor. Now, interestingly,
Yep,
that means against a Kremlin, not so good. But
not so
everything
good, but
else,
fabulous against those Russian supercruisers.
that's right. Torpedoes
Now,
coming out. Nope.
Blaine Bagel's Vampire took a ton of damage to get into this position. He does own the C, will be picking up the C cap, it looks like.
Mm.
But man, he gave up a lot of health to get there. Is now they're going to pick him up on Hyperion Salem radar, see if they can get the reset.
I don't. No, it'll be close.
It's
They
going to be
get it.
close. They
They get it.
do. Barely at the last
Oh.
possible second. David's gearing
Oh.
does pick up the reset there. But Bagel's got to be careful because if you push him too far backward, Brahasius' Moskva's right there waiting for him. Bagel's in definitely a bad position here. He's kind of hung
Yeah.
out.
Now he's
Although there are
smoking.
some Stalingrad shells. He's getting a little bit of help from the Stalingrad to his south now. Well, he's smoking because the radar's got to go down eventually, and he figures why not. But I mean,
Yeah, but the problem
20,
is, by him smoking, now
2300 HP.
now he doesn't see David, and that's what I'm getting at. With him smoking, he actually blinded himself and his team. Until
Yeah,
now,
that's
okay,
true.
Stalingrad is able to see him now because of uh, the the bloom from the gunfire. Blame Angel though,
Ba-
surviving this.
yeah, Bagel on just less than 1600 HP. He should be able to pick up the C cap. It's going to depend on the timing of Brahasius' Moskva radar, who's actually taking blind salvos now Doesn't
Makes
get the
sense.
reset.
Makes absolute sense. He's got to know this guy's low. Rainmaker taking some hits now.
Gunfight at B as Gran Eureka's daring is going to lose about half his HPs. He tries to move it in contest, but just a little less than 5 minutes into the game, and NOM owns all the caps here on North. Really
Wow.
aggressive, really aggressive early play from them. I like this, Saf. I
Mm.
love seeing teams that force that early initiative and make a team like look at. I mean, AR now has to respond. They have to do something. The game will be over in minutes if they just sit, right? And they
Now,
can't afford to sit.
yeah, Blaine Bagel detected. He's going out momentarily. How did he get spotted? Must have been radar from Hyperion's
Um, I
T-Rex.
think they're finally. No, I think they already blew
Mm.
that one. This is going to be Moscow radar. They are down a ship to pick up that board control, and it does mean
Yes, it was
that
Moscow radar.
Nom's going to pick up some more points off the C cap, right? Because it's
Yep.
going to be a couple of bits before AR can orient themselves to get in there.
Now, yesterday, NOM was responsible for GGWP being knocked out of the bracket. So
Right.
it's going to be interesting. Obviously, how are they going to be able to do at this point now, down one ship, but with all three caps?
I mean, again, I come back to. Do you remember? Oh gosh, it's got to have been more than 2 years now. But
Mm.
the old school '07 mindset mentality when they would build a team lineup, right? When all they had during that stretch of the King of the Seas that they won in a row,
Yeah.
they would bring lots of destroyers, usually 3, 1 to every cap. The goal being to pick up as many caps early to put pressure on the opponent. And we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing basically that exact same sort of thing here. And I love big hit right through Brahasius's bow from Mahara's Montana
Jeez.
or Madra, something like that. I'm getting it wrong, and I apologize. I mean,
I would
AR
say
has given up
it's
a
yeah.
ton of health. They've given up a ton of health for this 9 line position.
They have.
They're continuing to give it up. Although I will admit, Jet Waters' Des Moines could be in a little bit of trouble here. He's got a pretty good angle for the Ohio, but he doesn't get as much out of it as you would think. I guess some of those were
No.
bounces or overpens. But Rainmaker in real trouble here for a battleship. 7 minutes in, he's under 20,000 and still falling.
I gotta say, it's very interesting to see the aggressive play here, and I'm curious. Are they going to be able? Is AR going to be able to turn this around? Although Rainmaker, look at Rainmaker.
So I'm telling you, Rainmaker's going
Yeah,
out now.
yeah.
They beat the crap out of Jets Des Moines, and there he goes. So
Mhm.
it's a bit of a trade, but I don't like that trade for AR, man. I don't like it. It does allow them to move up onto the C cap. And you see
Mhm.
David's gearing wrapping around the top of C. They are going to be able to stick their nose into this cap and start making some progress. Look over at
Right.
A, Zath. You've got Grant's
Uh-huh.
fairly low deering charging Spider Keegan's gearing. If there's a radar over there, that could be the end of Gran Eureka, but it doesn't look like they have one available.
No.
Falling Horse's Stalingrad is too far back to pick him up on radar.
Well, and for good reason. I mean, he's got a Venezia Yoshino and a Yamato coming his way. Like, yeah,
Oh,
I'd be
yeah.
kiting out too.
Yes, agreed. But again, 8 minutes into this game, NOM has a 400-point lead.
Little more
And
now.
there they go. It just got bigger. They do pick up the Des Moines. Oh, they got him with the
Turtle.
Conga Torps, Seth.
Nunia Turtle.
They got him
yeah.
with the Conga Torps at B. That's amazing. I love it.
Wow.
And so now, again, over a 500-point lead now for NOM, 8.5 minutes into this game. I have to wonder, we don't have the access to the cap timer mod anymore that tells us how long the game is going to run. But I have to wonder if they could legit just win the game on one cap.
I mean, it would be kind of funny to see them all just. I mean, they're all pointed to the 10 line or to the J line anyway, except for the Montana. But yeah, if they all just and the Mosfet too, if they all just hit their autopilot, tab out of the game for a bit.
they could literally right now certainly they're not overly concerned about the A cap, right? They know. I mean, look at what's on that side of the board, right? It's a gearing and a Stalingrad against essentially what amounts to 3, possibly as many as 4 enemy ships. They aren't going to take A. They don't need A, but they do have the forces available to make a play and certainly put some pressure on AR over at C.
Look at C.
Those could be really good gearing torps.
Montana's starting to move
He's
forward.
He's still going to
Taking
take at
3.
least 3. If not, he's going to take 3.
He's got 3.
Solid hits.
Yep.
2 of them on the belt, 1 of them in the stern.
Great torpedo salvo by David there. Not only did he get the cap, but
Oh,
he also did some
Zaf.
damage. What are we
Zaf,
looking at, sir?
look at Nunya.
Uh-huh.
Look at Nunya.
Uh-huh.
Look at Nunya. I love this play. This is gonna be amazing. I can't wait for this. This is gonna be awesome.
And David's detected. I think that's off of radar.
David is detected.
Yes.
I believe that is
Feckles.
Moskva radar. Yes, sir.
It is Feckles' radar. So
Yep.
you can see
They
Nunya
wanted to
now.
know where he was.
Nunya now is in a position to just stop here and wait. And that's exactly what he's doing. And I think he's just gonna back up and just casually assassinate
That's exactly
David.
what I would do. That's what I would do. The radar has now expired. David's now, with the radar expiring, David apparently seeming to think he's free now to move into the cap. Nunya's actually going to keep moving up the channel here. I liked it better when he was going to sit there and assassinate the gearing Zap.
Yep. And meanwhile,
they get the Montana.
Meanwhile,
That's a
while that
big
was
kill.
going on, 2v1 on the Montana goes down.
Big kill.
Feels bad.
Big kill. Yeah,
That's
AR needed that
unfortunate.
kill. They needed those points.
Mm-hmm. Mobius wasn't in a position to help. I'm surprised that he went the way he did. I thought he would have been staying on that side just to make sure that that flank is locked down. Instead, choosing to go for the cap. So,
Bit of an aggressive Moskva play here from Faisals, I guess is how you would say it. Something like that. Feckles, there you go.
Feckles.
He's moving up now. He's going to go camp the B cap. He's going to make sure they don't lose control of that cap. But again, down a ship now. Things look a lot bleaker because now it's just the Stalingrad versus the Salem and the Moskva over at sea. I'm not sure how you get back into sea. They have a whole lot of firepower here.
You don't.
I mean, yeah.
Ocean Liner taking some torpedoes from the gearing as well in the Conqueror.
So now it comes down, can you win on 1 cap, Zath? You've got plenty of time on the clock. If you can keep them out of B, is it enough? I think it is.
I don't think it's enough. I don't think you play it like it's enough. I don't think you want to play it like it's enough.
But Spider getting some shells onto Grand Eureka.
Yeah,
this could be huge if they can get Grand. That's more points on the way. 700. He's fishing now. They can't see him.
No,
He's
they can't.
Guessing.
They can't.
Oh man, my kingdom for a radar.
But yeah, like I've seen so many clan battles and regular games. You think that you're gonna win, and you just don't. The math is wrong. Sometimes the mod's a little off. There's a kill that you don't expect. You don't expect you're gonna lose a ship, and then it happens. I would not recommend playing it like you're gonna win. Look at Mobius now.
Yeah.
He just needs to inch a little bit farther into Stalingrad, and then there it is. Drop anchor. That's all he's got to do. But look at Brahesius' Moskva. He's gonna come right up along the side of him.
This is honestly, he's either going to go for the close pass or the ram. Either is acceptable. It looks like he's going to go for the ram, and I think that's the right play. You've got a ship lead now. The trade is acceptable. HE shells.
Question mark?
Mobius's last salvo going downrange. HE at the Yoshino. He does get about 5 or 6K out of it.
Oh, big ram.
Solid ram there. Again, that leaves AR kind of closing the gap. I mean, I say that, but again, it's you're up for NOM. They're coming up on the 900 point mark. They've pushed Spider up onto the cap. They have no way to spot Spider other than face spotting him with Grand Eureka's daring, and that's going to get Grand killed.
That's correct. Meanwhile, speaking of getting killed, Yoshino at 2,000 hit points. Nunya Turtle now in the channel.
That's a big. They need those points.
In smoke.
There it is.
Does the job.
NOM now 50 points from a win. They can easily win on just the B cap alone. All they have to do is sit in B and don't let it go away. If they can put any pressure on these guys I mean, Grand can't get spotted. If they kill Grand, the game's over.
Right. Queen Anne's Revenge, though, might take some torpedoes.
Looks like he's going to take at least 1, maybe 2. Stern's turning's taking 2. 1 in the stern, 1 in the belt. The Venezia trying to push the gearing off, but again, we're 30 points from a NOM win here. When they win, that's it. They're moving on in the losers bracket, and AR's tournament will come to a close.
That's right. Feckles now, torpedoes on the face. Is that enough to kill him? He's gonna... Nope. He's gonna take 1.
He's gonna take... No! Look at that! Oh, what a move. Well done. That's it, Zach. I don't see it. They've got to get into the cap. They've got to get into the B cap to stop it, and they can't because the Moskva is right here.
Nope.
It's not going to happen, Zath. Nom's going
That's
to win
it.
this game and this match.
That's it. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. So NOM will move on in the
Indeed,
losers
they will.
bracket.
They stay alive. They're staying alive in the losers bracket. But AR's tournament draws to a close here. NOM stays alive. Well, let me set the winner. Let's see if it'll let me set the winner. Since the stinking thing is not working any other way. All right. Well, so here's the thing. I'm not even getting the NOM logo. I'm getting the old Buenos Noches logo, but I'm not. What a mess right now. The stream helper is so messed up right now. Wow. All right. So,
sorry.
no, it's not your fault. Our next game starts in
12
13 minutes.
Yep.
So, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to try and reinstall the entire stream helper and start over and see if I can make it work from that point on.
Okay. You don't want to try to find a game 3 at this point, right?
I mean, at this point, we don't have time for game 3, and there shouldn't be one out there for us anyway.
What I'm getting at. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
While that's all done, let's take a look here. KSC No Cap has not been reported yet, and that's it for the winners bracket. Everything else has gone 2-0 for the seeded team, except for the game that we cast, Z-Raptor. How special do you feel now?
What do you mean? Was that the only game 3 in the...
No. Buenos Noches Junior defeated Buenos Noches Senior. That's the only team. That's the only team to advance in the winners bracket that was not seeded.
Oh, that's right. BN was the seed. Yeah.
They had to fight their way all the way through the past 3 days of King of the Sea to get to this point, and they've advanced, and now they get to face Beach. So have fun with that. SCCC continuing on to Bonks, which means that there's no chance for us to have an SCCC Civil War like we thought we may possibly have.
Dang it, that would have been fun.
So we are on loser brackets. What is it? 2.2.
We're 2.2. Right, we're going to 2.2 is what you had written down. Correct.
Right. So we know we are going to face Zoe, or see Zoe face somebody. Right now, SCCC2 versus Bluff is currently in game 3. So that would be interesting to see. I almost kind of wish we could have cast that one to see how that moved on, but you know, that last game was quite impressive to say the least. So we'll see what happens with that result. Some other interesting results to share with you while you're figuring all this stuff out. QQ7 taking RBMK, just clubbing them out of the tournament. 2-0 sweep. NACL taking care of Yes CV. Your CV mains have been defeated, good sir. NACL moving on. I'm sure NTG Golfman is going to be excited about that. Well done. Yeah. Currently one match over Kraken Main. Kraken Main with no win yet. Ooh. So if Kraken is able to win this, they will force a game 3. CCTV defeats Task Force Enya. Let me get that back up. And then we just saw AR versus NOM. We know NOM advances. They face QCN next. And then CAG XPN is tied up at 1-1. And Sur A-Ship is also tied up at 1-1. So we're still waiting on a few battles to resolve for us to determine what's going on. And I almost want to see. I'm gonna get myself into the SCCC Bluff game. And they are still in battle right now. They are being cast by Tedster and Toxic. So we'll have to see what happens there. So I'm going to get out of that training battle. I'm going to see if I can find the Kraken battle, because I'm very curious to see what happens in that one too. Okay, I don't see them just yet. Which one are they? Kraken is loser bracket 1.4. So let's see if I can find who's hosting that. We can go off of that. That is being hosted by... What? It says Tedster and Toxic are casting that one. Oh, okay, so they needed a game, which most likely means that Well Done 1-2-0, which means Kraken is out. I would expect. Taking a look here.
All right, now let's do something. Let's check something else here.
Okay. Sorry, guys, you're stuck looking at Talking Heads for a little bit.
Yeah, it's just the way it is for now.
After dealing with his tech situation, me trying to figure out where are we at now with the bracket, how is it filling in? There we go. Okay, we've got a couple more reports, scores to report in here. KSC No Cap still question mark. I want to see if I can find that game. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then NOM, never mind, we did that one. Sur. Armada del Sur moves on and advances against Furia next. So they're moving on. A-Ship now knocked out of the tournament. We cast a couple of their games previously. And looks like Overlord Bo and Mini Hannibal, and I'm not sure if William the Dank is streaming or not, but he's also in the KSC No Cap game. They are on Land of Fire right now. KSC No Cap is winner bracket 1.4. So let's see if we can find winner bracket 1.4 and see what's going on. They don't even have the map rotation listed on the bracket information sheet, so we don't know what game they're in now. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, well, we'll have to see what happens there. But for the most part, the winner's bracket is resolved, other than that one game. Moving on, we're going to see TNG face QQ7. Zoe facing, who knows yet. We'll find out soon. Buenos Noches Prime versus NACL. Treta versus, I'm guessing that's going to be Well Done. CCTV facing whoever loses in the winner's bracket that we're waiting on. QCN versus NOM. KSE versus either CAG or XPN, whoever wins in that battle. And Furia versus Sur. So that's going to be interesting, because I believe Furia is also a Latin American team. So that'll be good. Looks like Raptor, you're still coming up dry there with your attempts.
I'm basically trying to replace the entire Stream Helper folder and file and everything, but I'm having to go back to the original regional assets pack and like unzip it again so I can pull out the stuff that I need, because I don't want to try and overwrite scenes in the middle of casting, because it'll be a total nightmare, right? You know, you and I have gone through and done some cleanup and some tweaking for our particular setup for OBS and everything.
Yeah.
And for some reason, this is just not working today.
While we have a moment,
it's almost done unzipping.
Cool. While we have a moment, just a reminder, guys, that most of you are here, many of you are here for the Twitch drops. You get the special King of the Sea container mission. That mission drops 2 King of the Sea containers. You have to watch for 90 minutes on my channel, Sea Raptor's channel, which reminds me, should we do the squad stream action? I forgot to talk to you about that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Let's do that. All right. Let's do that. I'll send you the invite.
Okay.
I already got the screen up, so it's super
perfect.
easy.
Perfect. Barely an inconvenience. So we're gonna.
Did you send me an invite?
No. But I can. I have the screen up too.
Okay, that was weird.
If you are not getting progress, I see somebody in my chat saying I'm struggling with this. Remember, you have to.
Just sent you an invite.
I'm accepting now.
Okay.
I think it's working.
Yep.
Is it
now
working?
I need my little start squad. Yep.
Yes.
My start squad stream button just came up green. There we go. All right, squad stream is up. There we go.
Perfect. So if you are having a problem
now.
with your King of the Sea Twitch drop, you need to make sure that you unlink and relink your account on the Twitch side. You also need to unlink and relink your account on the Wargaming side. So if you are an A server, you go to wargaming.na. It's na.wargaming.net. If you're EU, eu.wargaming.net. You get the idea. Log in, check on your account, make sure that Twitch is linked on that side as well. That happened to me personally a few King of the Seas ago when I changed my my password and stuff like that. Okay, KSC No Cap just finished. And so they just got out. I'm saying hello. We're going to see what happens. Our streamers
Okay.
are leaving.
All right,
So
let's try this one more time. Starting the stream helper again.
okay.
Okay. So let's see. Can I get this to finally work? Let's just see if I can get it to do AR and NOM as a 2-to-1 set winner. Okay, it's behaving again.
Woohoo!
Okay. All right, good. I'm going to assume then that's going to work the rest of the day. It did better.
Well, now that
Okay,
it's
I
working,
think we're finally there. Yes.
now that it's working, you can set your stream helper to Zoe versus SCCC2. That is who we are facing, or
Okay,
watching.
give it to me again. ZOE VSCCC2. All right. Have they done pick bans yet?
I'm not sure. I just found out that KSC won 2-0 over their opponent. Who was their opponent? That was No Cap. So KSC is going to advance in that area. Apologies, sir. I just wanted to get that stuff figured out.
Good. No, good. Okay, I don't see the ban thread chewing for Zoe and SCCC yet, so we should have a few minutes. Oh no, so here we go. Losers bracket round 2. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're just now starting that process for the losers bracket rounds.
Gotcha,
All right.
gotcha.
So now let me get over to the playoffs. Now, so let's see who's still in. I know you just read everything, but I apologize. I was not paying attention. So let's have a look. All right. So the quarterfinals bracket, that's going to be 07 and PN, AP and KSC, Beach and BN Junior, and SCCC and Bonks. That SCCC and Bonks match is going to be a good one.
Yep.
It's interesting to me to see that, of course, Buenos Noches is the only seeded team that we talked about. You know, we covered the only seeded team that lost.
Mm-hmm.
But then every single match in the winners bracket 2-0. A lot tighter matches in the losers bracket. Quite a number of 2-to-1s down here.
That's correct. Which is
so Zoe,
part of why we went down to where we went.
Yeah. So ZOE just lost 2-0 to SCCC in the winners bracket. Now they have to play SCCC2 in the losers bracket.
That is correct.
TNG and QQ7, that's going to be a great match. There's some good matches in this losers bracket. The losers bracket's going to be fun to watch, and I'm glad you chose for us to come down here, because there's going to be some really spectacularly good matches. Because these teams, like, once you're in the losers bracket, it's lose and go home. You can't afford to lose a match down here.
Correct.
So every game is important. Every match is do or die for the teams that are playing it. But at the end of it, if you can work your way through the grueling gauntlet of the losers bracket, you get a shot at winning the whole thing. And I think that's really cool.
So, and that's part of the reason why, I mean, our first game, we had to do Buenos Noches Civil War because of how ridiculous that would be. And I mean, like I said,
that was a great match.
We covered the only game, guys, that went 2-0 in the opposite direction, right? The non-seeded team 2-0ing the seeded team, the team that literally had the bye for 2 weeks. So, that was cool. Now we're going into the loser bracket because, as Raptor mentioned, this is it. This is for all the marbles. You win or go home, plain and simple.
Yeah. Now, while Zoe and SCCC2, I'm just got BN on the brain apparently. Zoe and SCCC2 are they're literally right now in the middle of their pick ban process. So in about 5-ish minutes, we'll probably know the results of all of that.
Which is
for the moment,
delayed,
we don't know.
That's okay.
Correct. So for the moment, we'll let them do their thing. I want to go back and talk about.
Oh no.
We kind of didn't get to finish our conversation. We didn't get to finish our conversation about the fail situation, right? With them kind of being booted out of the event, for lack of a better way to put it. And they actually, it looks like they didn't qualify, did they? Did they get out of fail?
Yes, they did.
They did. They won Group E. So
Correct.
then in the playoffs, that means, I guess, but they're not in the playoff bracket, Zath.
I know.
So who took their place? Did they move?
No Cap.
What did they do?
No Cap took their place. So if you go to the playoffs, you'll see that No Cap then faced against KSC. That was Fail last night. They dropped Fail out, and they put No Cap in.
And they moved the 4th place team up into the winners bracket? That's messed up.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it could have been, let's go back to the groups here. right? It
It
could
would
have been QQ7.
QQ7 would have moved up into that slot. Here's where I disagree with what was done, and that's what I wanted to talk about earlier, right?
Uh-oh.
No, think about it. Think about this for a minute, okay?
Yeah,
Here's where it gets weird and sticky. The player in question did something with the account that, I'm going to be honest, common sense should say don't do it. However, I do not believe it was explicitly stated anywhere, either in the rules he was provided with for the account usage or in the King of the Sea rules, that he couldn't do it. I think penalizing the player is the correct choice.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with penalizing the team.
Well,
I disagree with penalizing the team.
Okay.
That's me.
I understand. And so I was talking with a couple other people last night after stream post and stuff, and it was brought up, hey, in sports, if you have a player that does something bad, like especially if you're getting to playoffs, World Series, right, in baseball or something like that, if you've got a player that's found to be using performance enhancing drugs, for example, then don't they also negate the battle or the games that player was involved in? Isn't that part of the typical sports arena handling of those kinds of situations? Because if it is,
No.
then I understand that argument. You're saying it's not. I don't know sports that well, with baseball especially.
So that's the example I'm going to use. In Major League Baseball, okay, there have been proven cases for years of performance enhancer people using performance enhancing drugs. The Major League policy remains, rightly or wrongly, if the player does something to the player's body that gives that player an unintended advantage, you punish the player, but not the team.
Not the team. Okay.
Not the team.
Okay.
And so, for me, like, if you had come to me with this dilemma, right? If you had asked me what I wanted to do here, that would have been my suggestion, right?
Right.
I don't believe that the team should be penalized for a mistake made by the player. Did the team benefit? Yes, they did. But at the same time, they benefited from something I'll admit it was shady. Okay, I'll admit that. But it wasn't explicitly denied. So again, I think taking the player who made the questionable decision and saying, sir, thank you for your service. You're no longer needed and you won't be receiving any rewards, but allowing the team to continue, to me, that's the best. That's the best of the bad options you have available.
Now, I understand that. Okay, so my issue isn't really in regards to the ruling. My issue is in regards to the timing of this ruling. And what
now the timing is horrible.
So the problem with this is, okay, so one, we had an announcement last night. This is what happened. This is the result of that. End of discussion. Of course, there are players on both sides that are either in favor or against what was ruled, and of course they take to their keyboards and they put out their feelings, and I've noticed quite a few spicy memes that have come out of this. Great.
Oh yeah, just a few.
Now, because this is a global event, of course, when we see Conway weighing in on this, keep in mind, guys, he's sleeping, hopefully, while all this stuff is going down.
Well, all this is happening. That's true.
So he's not able to respond to it immediately and say, okay, well, we need to fix this. He's waking up to a bunch of PMs from the organizers essentially saying, FYI, this happened over on NA. Are you okay with this? And I'm sure there were a lot of conversations that went back and forth. I'm sure he communicated with plenty of other people. And guys, when you communicate, you're waiting for a response via text. There's lag time, could be 30 minutes, could be 3 hours. Regardless, we get to the point where he makes this decision moments before the start of King of the Seas today. The problem with that...
Technically, he made it 8 minutes after the official start time of the event.
Right. So the problem with that, of course, is now you've got to make these changes. And what we were just talking about earlier was, why did they just substitute out fail with no cap? It would have made more sense to put QQ7 in fail's place and essentially move everybody else up. But if you do that, you essentially negate all the time, effort, and research that each of those other 3 teams have put into knowing their opponent that they're about to face. Because now, guess what? They have a different opponent who probably runs different strategies, different ships, different bans, etc., etc. So it's almost like you're penalizing 3 teams for what 1 team did, and these are 3 different teams. So my issue is with the timing in which this came out. I think in a situation, looks like the room is up, it just got changed. So my issue is, yes, Brujo, Bruj. So my issue is, this is, if they wanted to go this far, it should have happened last night so that teams could have figured things out. But hey, we are casters. Raptor and I are casters, guys. Of course, we can give our feedback, just as all of you, the viewers, and any of you that are players, can give your feedback as well. Why are you laughing and smiling and shaking your head, Raptor?
Chat again, the ads. This is the first, like, we've been running ads consistently for King of the Sea for like 3 times now. Ever since they started forcing ads down our throats, right? On Twitch. Twitch's ever since Twitch's policy became, when you join a stream, you're gonna get 90 seconds of ads. That's the policy, okay?
Right. Okay.
Now we have a button that allows us to control when the ads run, so that I can run ads when literally nothing is happening, okay? So that people don't miss anything important, so that when they join in the middle of a game, they can join right into the action, because the ad roll, the pre-roll, has been removed because I manually ran the ad. And so now people are like, but now when I run the ads, people are like, oh my God, why are there so many ads? I'm like,
so yeah, just remember, guys, we're doing these ads. We're doing these ads for you. More importantly, and I know it feels weird to say this, but we're doing ads for your friends. We're doing ads for other people that are coming in, so that they don't get stuck. If we're in the middle of a battle and they're like, oh, what's Zath and Raptor doing? And they come into one of our streams and they see a bunch of ads. Well, guess what? They just missed 30, 60 minutes of game time.
That's why we do it. I do it in between games by hand so that no one has to deal with it while the game's going on.
Right.
Simple. It's literally that simple.
Exactly. By the way, Raptor, you know, I'm not just doing that between games. Guess what? I'm doing something else too.
You're doing your giveaways, are you?
Well, no, that's my awesome mods plug for Sith Kitten.
You're doing replay. Puddin'. You're doing replays, aren't you?
Nope. I should be. Why did I think of that?
Then I have nothing. Well, I don't know. Why didn't you think of that? You normally do.
I normally do. I'm doing Stream Raiders at the same time as that's going on, because I can just click over
well, there you go.
and I can run it. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, speaking of which, let's take a look. Do we have a render from that last battle that we covered?
I didn't go look for one, honestly.
Right.
I didn't go look for one.
Well, you were a little busy, sir.
I was a little busy. Sorry, it took me about 7-8 minutes to get all that fixed.
Yeah.
Now, as we get queued up for the next match, which should be starting actually it should have already started, so we're a little behind here.
Started. They're filling in now.
Teams are all basically all here. So let's talk real quick about the map rotation, okay? The teams have chosen, and we've got map picks and bans. All right, we're gonna be starting on North. We're gonna be going to Land of Fire, and then if we need a game 3, we're headed to Islands of Ice. Of course, Kleber and Petropavlovsk remain the global bans. You will not see those at any point in the event for this particular match. The bans are Marceau and Nevsky. Okay.
Okay. Hold on one sec.
Zoe banning Marceau, and SCCC2 banning Nevsky.
You're watching the thread. I'm watching the spreadsheet.
I just looked at the spread. The spreadsheet had all the info, and I did watch the thread, because it's the bot is really easy to keep
they're just now putting the info in on the spreadsheet, so that's why I'm a little delayed in that. But okay, no problemo. And there is a replay render that is up there, so I'm looking at that as well while we're sitting here talking.
Okay. All right, so at the moment, SCCC2 is missing 1 player. Everybody from Zoe is here, so we're waiting on SCCC2. We're probably going to be kicking this game off very, very soon, I would think.
Absolutely, yes. Oh, I'm about to get to a boss fight on Stream Raiders. That's exciting.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy indeed.
Now, let's think about this for a minute. Where did SCCC2 place in their bracket? They would have been the 2nd place team, I guess, in their bracket. Is that right?
Let's
have a check.
I think so.
They were in Group G, yes. So they were the second place team to QCN yesterday. Both teams went 4-1. Did those teams play each other? SCCC. They did, and QCN won the head-to-head. So that's why SCCC2 finished in second place in Group G. But they went 4-1, so they had a really good showing yesterday. And they would have come in. Let's see. They would have come into this group. Let's see. They played. Okay, they were the third place team in Group 12 back in the qualifiers. They went 3-2 that day, dropping games to Fail, who was no longer in the event now. And they dropped a game to Task Force Enya, who has also been eliminated at this point.
We are dropping, good sir?
We are indeed. Remember, Zath, for the entirety of this match, we are using the reversed spawn. So make sure you're using that one.
Thank you very much.
SCCC2 is